Briefly, we've got the whole gang together, although most of you are about to shimmy away.
I do have things to do.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
You can't make me leave.
I'm hosting this Zoom call.
Oh no, that's true.
Technically, Casimir should have been traumatized a few times over, I think, but every time. But
oh boy.
Romantic entanglements or
potentially Barnaby.
Marvelous.
I stand up, turn towards the door, lower my head, and run at the door and explode into a shower of sparks. I then walk through the door and go, "Oh no! This wasn't supposed to happen. This bloody thing isn't even near ready."
Edvard, could you explode a little more quietly? I've still got a rotten hangover.
It's not me. It's the marvelous mechanical man. Anyone keen to go back to that terrifying haunted mansion? I'm certainly not.
What terrifying haunted mansion?
The one you were unconscious in, Barnaby, that we saved you from.
That sounds like something I'd remember, and I don't remember that. I think probably what happened is I was just on a massive bender with Squiffy, you know.
Do you remember nothing of being kidnapped?
Like,
what are you talking about?
they said you were screaming in pain.
No.
You dramatically repressed the entire thing.
I would remember something like that. I must have just gotten absolutely stinko with Squiffy. This happens all the time with him. He's such a blighter. And I've just got a rotten hangover. I don't know what you're talking about.
I turn off the heat under the kippers I am poaching in milk because I definitely have moved in here. And I won't stop cooking fish. Right. Now listen, who ate my kippers? Firstly.
Don't look at me.
You probably don't remember
Everyone
anyway.
looks at Barnaby.
Barnaby is just drenched in kipper sauce.
Barnaby is dabbing the corners of his mouth with a napkin.
Barnaby produces a whole kipper skeleton from his head.
It's the only way to stop the smell, alright?
Maybe we send Barnaby in to see if we are ready. If Barnaby gets them out, great. If not...
Send me into the little house of the frightening twins, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, well, you've never been there, you just said. So it'll be a fun experience for you. And then we'll get an idea of how ready we are.
Great.
Right,
Sounds
off you
good.
trot.
Okay. Well, I'm going to finish my drink, obviously.
But just stay where you are, Barnaby.
Okay.
As tempting as it is to just feed you to the creepy children, I'm afraid I have something else in mind for you. Maybe we'll feed him to the creepy children later. Anyway, listen. Brace yourself, Edvard, but it's a custom job by the Astor Company. So
it should be pretty easy to break into then. It's probably made out of pipe cleaners and glue and an inflated self-sense of importance.
You're absolutely right, mate.
Yeah.
Let it all out. But this is a one of a kind, so it's possible they used other materials like metal. So what I'm saying is don't beat yourself up if you don't just yell open sesame VA and it falls to pieces around you.
Won't even have to do that, friend.
Alright, well...
Just lean on it, breathe on it. Whole thing will fall apart.
I tell you what, just in case, perhaps I can give you a task to find out how it works. Make sure you can crack it before we get in there.
I think I could probably figure out how it works, but okay.
Second, and this is where you come in, Spooky, is the second door is it's anything but mechanical. It's there's no easy way to say this, but it's guarded by a demon, held in thrall to the sisters themselves. A method of escape, something the sisters aren't going to see coming. Well, if there's anyone in this gang who I think we can trust to do the utterly unexpected, it's his nibs over there.
Is that me?
Yes.
What's that mechanical man? You think it's a great idea?
Right.
I'm very vaudeville. I love it.
Yes, Edvard, I think it's a wonderful idea. Maybe we could get some mannequins. That's an idea. We could become a mannequin shop. Imagine that. Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Terrifying.
As everyone sits with this frankly horrifying idea.
I try it, and then kind of like... strong, but it's good. It's good.
Cool. Yeah. Take level 2 harm.
Not bad, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
It grows on you, and now something's
Literally.
growing in you. Yeah. If there are any signals that she's giving, well, She's not giving off any signals.
It's giving Lilith the signal that she's sad and Lilith really wants to hug her.
I'm from the Billhooks, who perhaps you've heard of us, and I want you to run along and tell whoever's in charge that if you want to operate in our territory, it's going to cost you, or else the Billhooks are going to get very, very unfriendly. She sort of like cowers a little bit and is eating her bread. She finishes it actually. She like gets up, sort of stands up. She's wearing like a sort of long dress, kind of little raggedy dress thing. And she looks up at Adric, and in one smooth motion, she bounds up to him and wraps around his throat, and from somewhere that you didn't notice before, produces just a little switchblade and just gets him in the neck over and over again. He sort of...
I follow her, wondering why in this town the only children I have met are ghosts and murderers.
Well, I blame the social education policy.
Yeah.
You're doing most of the talking and I'm the kind of like, ta-da!
Let's walk in together.
Okay, we're going together.
Cool.
Who are you then? What do you want?
Straight to the point. I like it.
We've got muscle.
Yeah, you have.
I think it's time we did some proper introductions.
And he steps out from around the back of the desk and sort of strides forward, like in a sort of diminutive way. Very straight back, almost like a kind of military march. He stands out and extends his little hand to you, Casimir, and then to you, Lilith.
My name's Bug.
Bug.
And
Nice to
this
meet you.
here is the lair of the gut cutters. Welcome.
Excellent name.
Love the name, yeah.
Bug sort of watches you slightly impatiently, Casimir, with a look as if to say,
Come on, Grandad.
but he doesn't say anything.
I'll be honest, it sounds like a lot of what ifs. That's not a no. It's just maybe you could help us out up front, as it were.
A test of our quality as a means of engaging your services, I take it.
Something like that. Isn't that right, Thistle?
A little boy who's sat at the corner with some like little round glasses, and he's kind of like hunched over like a big financial ledger, sort of just looks up and he nods. Right, you are, boss. And
Construction can be pushed back by a couple of weeks, but sometimes when there are really bad accidents, stuff lingers, you know? Ghosts get drawn to a place. It gets a reputation for being a bit unapproachable, as it were. So, if we do this job,
Yeah.
you're in for our score, all right?
Yeah, deal. If it goes well. Yeah, to our satisfaction, yeah.
All right. It's binding, mate. I stick my hand out.
and as the mark appears on his hand, he looks and goes,
Nice. That's cool.
Well,
Will I die if we break our promise?
maybe.
Nice.
man, Bug just doesn't care.
Does not
Just-
at all.
They don't,
Yeah.
They're just so cool about death. And this is just terrifying. Matron in the old place says I wasn't allowed to get a tattoo. Not till I was
Matron's-
big.
Well,
Well,
Matron's
where
not
is
here,
she now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to show her this, though. Well, she wouldn't be able to see it anymore, would she? Anyway, I don't mind how you go about this.
I honestly think Lilith should go full spooky and
Okay.
ghosts.
Ghosts. We could just leave it there if you like.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah. If you could see a heat map, if you had sort of ghost vision, if you were holding down L2,
Yeah.
yeah.
13 minutes.
I'm sorry, what?
13 minutes. 13 minutes and 12 seconds to be precise. I've been in this train yard. That's how long it took you to find me. That is unacceptable. Save it.
You notice at this point, Casimir, that on his sort of lapel there is stitched the icon of a little bee, and you recognise it as the symbol of the hive.
Nonetheless, the Council of Six has the right, and some might say the prerogative, to make affairs like this their bee's nest.
Business. That's good. I like that. Business. I'm gonna use that.
Excellent. Right, well,
You might say, sir, that I certainly know my business.
oh, that's a good. I shall file that one, my friend. I shall file that one away.
You see a hand, a kind of mangled up hand, kind of pop out from between the two gears, and then kind of pull up like a little face out of the cogs, and it goes. The only thing I can confirm for sure is that I died here painfully in a workplace-related incident.
Should maybe talk to someone about that. See if you can get some. Get something back from the council for that.
I would dearly love that, but
Introduce him to my old friend Slumberescence.
what'd you do that for? And donk.
I pause for a moment to think how glad I am that shirtless man I dumped in the carriage is in a fireproof carriage, so that if he's never mentioned again for the rest of the session, at least we don't have to worry about him burning to death. Just
One of the many arches where the trains go to bed when they're tucked up for the night. There's no train in your one. Actually, screw it. I want a train. There's a great big brilliant old steam train in your one. It's gorgeous. Well, what's this? One of them happens to have a bottle of port on them. It would be rude not to. I'm not too keen to get home to the wife myself, so why not? Why not a glass or two?
do I just leave them to die?
Well, I've got another friend. I've made another friend here who's
is that...
also.
Hello.
Hi, this is Timothy.
Hello. Yep.
Timothy, this is Marge.
Hello.
Yes. You've both been through a lot
It's
recently.
nice to meet you. You too. It's a little hard to do by myself, but I think with Timothy, was it? Yes, Timothy, it was. Yes, I think it's nice to meet you. By the way, is there you're so polite and nice. Oh, thank you. Just it's just how I was raised. They're getting on famous.
Next tunnel over.
Good job, Casimir knows you quite well because he does interpret those signals as next tunnel over. Well, I mean, I think, to be honest, if we've done you this, if we can pull this off and do this favour, I think I might just, Timothy, I've in life I never really got to see much of the world, you know, being as I was a labourer and without much means. But you know, now that there's nothing stopping us, how would you like to just roam around, see some things we never saw, take in the sights together?
Okay, I would like to say that I ship this, and when I mean it, I mean that literally, in that I'm, after this, going to try and ask around and see if I can get them on a ship somewhere to go and see somewhere else.
Yep, okay. Yeah, starts to claw its way out of this. First one leg, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another. It's an 8-legged... large reptilian horror crawls its way out of it.
Cool.
It went bang. It was so fiery, and I saw a monster, and I saw a ghost, and it was the best day ever. Even though I didn't only stab one person. And that is probably going to do it for the score. Congratulations. I would say that you left that train yard both destroyed and permanently cursed by something by something so horrible that nobody will dare approach it.
Casimir is just kind of sneaking the odd glance at Lilith, being like, wow, I underestimated how scary you can be.